Hey, internet friend, it's me, Bradley G here, and Friendly. Welcome to the Synergy Cafe, and I've got a special guest on in the green room, enjoying some of our locale hors d'oeuvres. And I'm going to go get her. We're going to get right into it. If you want to hang tight, I'll be right back. No, I'll just knock. She'll knock on the door over there. You there?
Hey,
Hi, Cindy.
how are you?
You go with just Cynthia or Cindy?
I have a secret nickname,
You do?
not Cindy. Yeah. My lifelong nickname has been Sam.
Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sam, like Samantha Stevens in The Bewitched?
Yeah, exactly.
Sam. How did they get Sam out of Cynthia?
Because I don't know.
That's
Sometimes
why it's a secret.
change along the way, but it was because they didn't want me to be Samantha from Bewitched. And because I was born in 1970s, so that was apparently very popular then. But they loved the name Samantha or Sam. And my initials happen to be CAM. Then you take a little Sadia, put it under the C, and it makes it soft. So
Perfect. I like that.
yeah. Most people now know me as Cynthia. It's just easier to be a Cynthia in the world of complex names.
Yes. So you live here in the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. Have you always lived here in the Twin Cities, or did you come from somewhere
No,
else?
I grew up in northern Minnesota, moved to southwest Wisconsin for a chunk of time, and then moved back to the metro area when I was 19.
So you said northern Minnesota. Where was it? Baudette?
Baudette. We were in Little Swan was where my house was, but outside of Hibbing, about a half hour outside of Hibbing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's a city called Little Swan?
Little Swan. I think it's unincorporated. I'm not sure. It's very little.
Okay.
But you can find it on the map. So
your background and occupation, could you give us a little bit of a taste of that? Because I know we're going to talk about some events and things that you're putting together, but what is it that you are occupied with these days?
Absolutely.
I don't like to say job. What's your job or what's your business? To me, it's kind of like, what are you up to? What's
your life force all about? Yeah, I love that. I love that. I love people, and I love watching people become every bit of greatness that's inside of them on the outside. And that is where I focused. I've always been the deep dive of communication and relationships because I want to know what's going on in their heart. What do they really want out of this life and life experience, and who can they shine most brightly to be? So my background is heavily in customer service. I grew up with dance and theater from my mom, and my dad was always an entrepreneur, and I was always public facing. So I learned very young how to talk to people that I didn't know, talk to strangers. And I enjoy it. I love getting to know people. And through the years, I have done various things, but a lot of customer service work. I had graduated as a massage therapist in 2005 and have added different training throughout that and a lot of modalities in the arts. And through that, I just really circled back to coaching and development as a root of what my heart wants for people. Because one of my coaches said, we're like a mason jar. And everybody can read the label on the outside of the mason jar, but we're inside of it. And sometimes when we're really seeking to find an answer, we just can't read that label because it's not facing us. And so many other people looking into that jar, like, it's so obvious. You're so good at this, or your strength is here, do this. And it takes some coaching to get them to see it, and then time to develop who that is and overcome those patterns and those weaknesses. And so that's what I'm about. I love creating safe spaces for people to show up and stretch who they are now to who they want to become. And that's what I do.
So as far as the life coaching thing, because I find it that like I'm sort of uncoachable because of my magic background. I can kind of see what they're trying to do, and then I end up combating it. the way that I answer the questions and stuff. So I'm my own worst enemy, But there's something about that subconscious stuff that you might see in a person and be able to pull it out because we block it as clients or patients or whatever you want to call. We end up blocking that stuff. And this is a story I don't tell a whole bunch, but I used to drink alcohol, and the thing I couldn't say is I am powerless over alcohol, because I figure, no, I can have it right there next to me. I'm powerless over the effect of it if I consume it.
Yeah.
And what I did a couple of years back was I went on an ayahuasca ceremony. You familiar with that?
Yeah.
I did that. And the reason I did it was because I knew that once I took the ayahuasca, there was no turning back, and I couldn't give myself bullshit answers. I couldn't get called on the bullshit. So I had to do it that way. Because do you find that with your clients that you're coaching and things, that a lot of times they will make excuses, or they'll be in denial, or I just don't have those skills or whatever?
Well, first I want to acknowledge the bravery to do an ayahuasca. Am I saying it properly? Ayahuasca ceremony. I have heard you can throw up, you can I'm like not all into that. I'm like, I've gotten sick enough in my life. I'm okay with that. I do like going into deeper prayer states that bring about that trance. And I love to do it naturally because I feel more in alignment. So I love the bravery that you did that. And I hope it was fruitful. Like, did you get something?
Oh, it definitely was. It was something I've been thinking about for about 10 years. And the reason it happened was I was washing dishes, and then all of a sudden the place is called Rhythmia. It's in Costa Rica. It's actually known globally as a medical facility. So it's not like a grass hut with a dirt floor or anything like that.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden that came into my mind, Rhythmia, and I started bawling my eyes out. So that was the call that I told Monica. I says, I just got to go.
Yeah.
So I just decided to do it. And that's what it was. There was a lot of throwing up out of both ends, and they call it purging. And that's what you do, is there's certain things that you need to get rid of, and that's how you do it. You purge it. Yeah. And someday I'll tell you that story, but it's kind of long because it was a week-long experience.
Oh, you did a full week. That's amazing. So yes, to answer your question, I think it's human nature to not want to have someone else tell us what to do. And especially when it's personal development. So do people make excuses? Absolutely. I make my own all the time. I'm coached. I believe everybody should be coached from something, whether you are hiring someone with the label coach or you have a mentor who really helps you pull your best out of you. I just believe I'm a growth mindset person, and I believe we can always explore more in this world of who we are. And so do people fight it? Oh, sure they do. Absolutely.
But it's necessary for someone to communicate like that so that you can call them on their bullshit, because they're going to be, like I run into it by myself, being a solopreneur, sitting on my couch, working on my laptop, and I'm just giving myself bad advice because it's all I know. So you need someone else to go, have you thought about looking at it from this point of view?
Yeah.
And then you get that, oh, never thought about that. Of course you didn't, because you didn't have that education or information.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's so many different styles of coaching. I do more of a transformational coaching, and I walk alongside people, see where they're at. I ask hopefully good questions to ask them where they want to be at the end of whatever time we have together. And then we do our best that I facilitate their process. I believe facilitation is a better word for what I do. Coaching is just a easy word for people to fix.
I agree. People just put an attachment to it. And I tell people sometimes, I tell my wife is a coach, and they ask, like, what sport?
Right. It depends on where you're at with the word coaching. So absolutely, people will fight it, and people will say they're not coachable. I don't really believe that story unless they really don't want to grow. Their stubbornness says, I don't have any desire to grow. Well, then they're not my people. for sure. They're not someone who's looking to receive the gift that I'm offering to them. And that's okay. That's totally okay. We're all where we are for whatever reason. I just love to work with people who are wanting to get past that stuck in yuck. Like when you're just not feeling like you're where you want to be, that's who I want to work with, probably because that's what I want for myself. Sure. Right? When I'm seeking out a mentor or a coach in my life, I'm like, can you move me? Can you help me move the dial? I'll tell you, the last time I was in a coaching session, we do this really amazing transformative work where you're speaking out one of the things that is the hardest for you to believe in for yourself. And I was my whole body was so reactive. I tried to run out of the group. Like I was so emotional. I got up and I bolted and went to run, and I ran right into one of the leaders, and she just held me and she just talked to me and calmed me down and got me back to center. And it was what I needed. Now, not everybody is going to respond that way to it, but I needed someone to stop me from running away from that painful part.
Sure.
I wasn't ready to develop. And that's why I like the transformational word.
And you said you work with multiple modalities. Like I did some work with a guy that did breath work. I had some abandonment issues that I didn't know I had. Because like Monica would be here and she'd say she's going to go out with her friend. And I'm thinking like, that means I got to stay by myself. And it didn't really bother me, but it just didn't feel right. And then I went and had this breath work session. And it turns out that it was because when I was a little kid, I had alcoholic parents and they would go to the bar and then they would come home late at night and they would reward me with a Nut Goody candy bar. And through this breath work, I came out of the session one time and I was craving chocolate so bad. So I went to the store and I got a big box of Nut Goody candy bars and I had 4 of them on the way home. And then when we did the next session, that's when I had that revelation that that's what the issue was. So I forgave mom and dad. We had a conversation out at they're both deceased, but we went out to the Fort Snelling and me and mom and dad and God and talked and wiped the slate clean. It's all good. And it doesn't bother me anymore.
Wow.
So coaching can do that kind of stuff, but I would have never been able to find that out by myself.
Yeah.
Is your coaching information on your website here? This standard response?
A little bit. One of the things that I'm not great at is tech. And I was working on fixing that. So who knows? By the time someone sees this, it might be amazing.
Well, they can still get a hold of you.
But they can absolutely get a hold of me through that link. That's the link for the event that's happening on March 28th.
Well, let's segue into that. Centered response. How did you come up with that?
I came up with that because in one of my accountability sessions, when I was telling them the name of my business, they're like, I don't like the website because it sounds like a technical site, because my legal entity name, it's CAD. So have you ever heard of CAD?
Oh, sure. Computer aided drafting. Yeah.
Yep. And so people were like, that's not quite right, because it was coaching and development. And so I did a little AI work, and centered response was what I help people get to. I help people calm themselves down inside. So when they're taking action on the outside, they're having a very centered response to their circumstances. And I believe that when we can do that effectively and frequently, we really start walking out that call on our life, that story we want to write and the story we want to tell the world.
I think that's a good name for it too, because centered also is kind of like balance, kind of harmony, kind of like alignment. And then response, it sounds like taking action. And a lot of people don't do that, especially in like the woo-woo spiritual world. It's like, I'll just and then it pops into, no, it doesn't. You got to respond.
It feels so good in the woo-woo world. You just want to stay there, right?
Yes, exactly.
Until the bank account says, we're getting low.
Yeah.
Distraction. So it's nice to get the balance. You're absolutely right. It's nice to get that space where you feel like your forward action, your forward movement is truly in alignment with what your heart desires.
So what's going to happen at this event?
At this event, you get to stretch yourself and get up on a stage and speak in front of people. Going to record you, so you get really good footage by a professional videographer. They're going to put together a sizzle reel for you. You're going to have a professional photographer to do a headshot and some judges to help give you feedback. We're going to have a rubric that they measure it on, and then you can win a woohoo, I'm the best in class for the Get Visible event 2026. And so it's just a fun night where you get to show your signature craft, your kind of unique fingerprint in life that you want the people who want to hire you to see. And a lot of us don't have that. I'm one included. I don't have professional footage. I do most of my stuff on Zoom for public facing. And then I don't always record what I do, in private or in smaller events. And I think there's a lot of us out there who do wonderful work, who just need to get more visible. And that's the point of the event, with some fun.
And even if you're not going to use it for that, I think it's good to have the experience of speaking and give you that confidence level. I'm in entertainment. I've been performing magician for many, many years, so I can get up in front of a crowd. But if you're scared of that, or if you ever have an opportunity to get up on a stage and talk, do you know how to use the microphone? You got to learn how to do all those things. So it's good just to get some centered response and learn some things some skills you didn't even know you had.
Right. Absolutely. So yeah, it's an event. It's March 28th in the evening at I haven't heard it pronounced. I believe it's Eliason Theater. Does that sound familiar? It's in Crystal, Minnesota. It seats about 120 people.
Okay. I haven't heard of it.
Yeah. A little small local theater.
Elias.
A live event with an audience.
But I'm sure that's on this website as well.
Really excited about that. So yeah.
Yay. And what time is that going to be?
The event is doors open at 6 or 6:15. Haven't quite decided, right? But we'll open up the doors, have a pre-networking event, and then pop in and see the show. Go till 9:30.
Now, you've done a few of these already. Are you planning on doing some more after this?
Yes, I love this. Doing the event is one of the most exciting things to me, watching people get excited and get their media kit filled up, but also the interaction and the relationships that are built. It's so much fun for me. So yeah, I've done it through CCX Create in the past, did a couple variations of that. We wound up doing a retreat as well. But this time I'm like, this is the one I really like. When we get up on stage, you take turns, people get an opportunity to show how dynamic they are in their skill set, and to give the audience a taste of who they are.
And the people that you send the sizzle reel out to, that's what they're looking for, is they want to see, how are you received by the audience?
Yeah.
How comfortable are you on the stage?
Yeah. So instead of just paying for a sizzle reel without an audience and you're getting great footage of your interaction, the difference with this, a big difference maker with this, is you have a live audience. So you're actually having to show up for them. You're not in that safe space of no one's watching.
Right.
And you get to see how they respond to you. So it's very realistic for someone who's looking to book. Like, how does that person really move an audience? Because it's one thing to be dynamic in your practice space. It's a whole other thing to show up strong and interact and emotionally move the audience to action.
Yeah. And I've seen that before on people's websites, more in the entertainment world, where I see the person up on the stage, but I can just kind of tell that they're posing and there's probably nobody even in the audience right now. They're just getting a shot.
Yeah.
So if you're actually there and you can see the people, a good, like a side shot from behind with the audience out there and stuff.
Yeah.
That's much more powerful.
Yeah, so it takes a whole crew to put it together, and we're delighted to present it, to be the host of this, to create the atmosphere for you to get what you need so you can get more bookings. That is really the key to it. I'm all about win, win, win. Like, can everybody win? Because if everybody is getting a win out of this, then I feel like I'm doing things right in life.
I love that you use 3 wins.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't. They just say win-win, but there's always something in the middle. There always is.
Yeah. Yeah. Win all around. Win all around. Yeah. So I'm really excited to work with people. I love people. I really do. I love people's stories. I love why did they write a book? An author. Why did you write a book? What motivated you to write a book? What's your personality like? Some authors do not want to be public facing at all. And a lot of selling their book requires them to be public facing.
Mm-hmm.
And there has to be an opportunity for them to create that. And then there's a lot of experts who are highly, highly knowledgeable in their field that they don't consider themselves a professional speaker, but they need to professionally speak to share. And so this opportunity to get visible affords them that.
There's a method that some people don't think about. If they do have a book, sometimes those books are just like doorstops. They can't get them out there. But when you're trying to book yourself, or when you book yourself at an event, you can say, you know what, I'm not going to charge you anything for a speaking fee, but I would like you to buy a book for your audience. And then if they got 200 people in the audience, they buy 200 books.
Mm-hmm.
So you can start moving those things with just a different strategy.
Yeah, there's a lot of strategies. And that is one of the things in this Get Visible event is the VIP people have the opportunity to get a platform. So they can put all of their work up on a platform and work with one another. So it's a great networking opportunity within your own circles, but as well as getting seen by those who haven't got eyes on you yet. So we want to get you visible. Really the point. Get visible.
Well, cool. Well, Cynthia, this has gone for 21 minutes and 55 seconds, and I kind of like to keep these readable rather than a 4-hour Joe Rogan episode. So what happens with this is right now it's recorded up on YouTube, and then I take it and I chop it into shorts and I propagate those out so that we'll find a winner somewhere.
Awesome. Sounds great.
If you want to, I'll put you back in the green room, and we switched everything around. There's new digital hors d'oeuvres in there so you can help yourself.
Absolutely.
If you want to stick around, we'll have some more chat, but if you got to go, I totally understand that. So
okay.
Appreciate you taking time.
Thank you, Brad, for having me. It was fun.
Thank you. Well, there you go. Her name is Cynthia, and the last name is McQuade, and this is how you find it right there. Centeredresponse.com. Hear that, AI? Centeredresponse.com. You got it. Okay, that's it. Thank you for joining us on Synergy Cafe. If you want to be a guest on the show, you know how to find me. Peace, love, and happiness. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be good, be kind, be nice. And did I say be nice? Yes, I did. Be nice. Peace. Bye.